So, hello, Master. Hello, everyone. And this is a very special Zoom with all those who have participated in the creation program. I think today is going to be a very important session, especially everyone who is involved in creation after listening, learning. So, on behalf of everyone, maybe I would like to start first, Master. After going through your creation program, learning how to create and starting off my journey, I think this is probably a phase that a lot of creators would come upon after identifying themselves is why would someone actually fail in holding their creation? There's a lot of possibilities of it, but what I caught myself is sometimes I tend to sabotage my own creation, and probably there's many other reasons why a creation cannot be held. So maybe we can start off with this, Master. Why someone fails to hold their creation?
You see, before we go into the question why someone fail, you must establish why this is the most important thing you will do. Because like what you said is related to your question, you may be working against you. This knowledge of creation should be known by everyone to whatever degree they can. Because you are effecting things, you are causing things, you are supporting things. You see, the majority of people escape by saying, I'm not responsible. The outcome has nothing to do with me. Life is happening to me. And that is the most ignorant and callous thing you can do. Which means you don't care, The majority of humanity who don't understand how they affect people live very carelessly, either deliberately or unconsciously. You are making things happen. If your parents raise you, they are not aware what they are doing, they can mess you up. So the first thing that has to be understood, why this is so important, whether you like it or not, you are either creating or allowing a creation, supporting, causing something to happen. But the majority of people don't want to see this. They don't want to take responsibility. And if you don't want to take responsibility, for me, it actually means you don't care. Now we go into your question. You said, I caught myself unconsciously. That's the beginning. That's the most important. You see, our civilization grew this far by learning to take responsibility. Those days, the average life is 40 years. As much as we talk about olden days, people live with organic food and live healthily. Not really, Statistics shows that average age is 40. Infant mortality is through the roof. We are in a far better place in regards to survival than we were. Why? We took responsibility. We realize if we do this, this happen. If we do this, this happen. We regain conscious control of many things. If any one of you have ever taken antibiotics, you needed antibiotics. I'm telling you, we don't know whether you would have survived without it. Maybe you would have, but there's a portion will not. Now, the first thing you see is how I'm unconsciously creating, how I'm unconsciously sabotaging. Slowly, we go into this slowly. I don't know why I must talk about this subject, Do you care? As you are, you affect another. Do you care? As you are, you affect the reality you live out, and the reality you live out affect another. As you are, you have a role. To me, it comes down to the point of care and love, If I know as I am is going to affect something, I'm going to be very conscious. But the majority of humanity enjoy being unconscious. They think being unconscious is rest. Unconscious is the profit. Like as you asked the question, you said, I caught myself unconscious. That means you care. You say, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? Because if I do this, I know the causality of it. One of the things we are talking about for most people, and this will be the hardest, is to take responsibility. I'm not talking about blame. I'm talking about taking responsibility to be so conscious. As I am affecting. I am, whether I like it or not. I have an impact on another. I have an impact on everything. And the greatest impact is I have an impact on a creation of a reality. Hang on, let Master blabber on a bit. I get two types of people. Now, one, and this is a very small group of people, out of the majority. How can I take responsibility? How can I do this? But the majority is shopping for somewhere that they can find something to excuse themselves. The other day there was a question, I don't know who, Ashika or someone else. I catch myself passive aggressive. You are. The question is being passive aggressive. Passive aggressive is I don't want to care. No? I don't want to know that what I am has an impact. So the first step why you learn creation is you wake up to realize, oh my God, as I am, there is an impact to me, to another, to the reality. But hang on a moment. For how many people this conversation is real? People hallucinate. No, they laugh that they are good. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm a good person. At most, they begin if they have a lack of money or they have a problem. That's when they begin. I don't care where they begin. But the beginning must end in I care. That is why this effort is so important. Conscious, beyond the sin of unconsciousness. To live consciously, deliberately. But before we go into it, there is an incredible resistance because everybody has an idea of who they are. You think you're amazing, you think you're good, you're wonderful, you're loving. For me, show me your creation. As you are, what is the effect you have lived out? Creation is not only the reality I support. By that reality I support, what is the impact I'm giving? Hang on, I go this way. In some way, Logesh, we are flushing out the people who care. And you have no idea the depth that people live out without care and how they think not caring is a freedom and not caring is an escape of a burden. And everybody is looking for rest. Like your question when you said, I found out how I'm unconsciously creating. I'm so delighted to hear it, Logesh. That means you care. You live with the awareness of another. Not just you. You live with the awareness there's another human being. Sorry, guys. That as I am, there is an impact first. Next, as I am, I'm supporting a reality. It's like this, I tell people, no? Most of to males, I say, you better treat women with respect, with absolute dignity and glory and equal and all of it, the rest of it. You know why? If not, you accidentally support the abuse women have gone through. Let me go into this line. I'm asking myself, do I care? Do I care as I am there is an effect onto you? Maybe that's too much because it's you, it's not me. Do I care as I am there's an effect on me? What is care? Careful. The way I'm using the word. What is careful? Consequence. What is consequence? Responsibility. We are trying to go beyond this hallucination. Almost everyone that is listening, you have an idea about you. And you're upset that idea is challenged. Like you have an idea of you. Most people, they are the most loving, the most romantic. I'm amazing, I'm wonderful. Every one of them feel. And if they can't prove that idea, they'll make you less for them to feel they're amazing. This idea of you, that you think you are flawless, or even you have some flaw, is unverified. Who you are is seen in the reality you live out. Who you are is determined by how conscious you are of your effect to another. We are trying to change one false consciousness of not caring. So when you said, my God, I found out that I'm sabotaging, you even found out because you care of the outcome. And that's where we begin. So the first study is to know, what am I unconsciously doing? Just now I was explaining to someone. I said, if you walk into a room and if you think you are the one, you're the only one, I'm the best, you are actually telling everybody they are not the one. What are you creating? What do you think people are going to respond to that creation? You can't go around insulting people and making them less and making it about you and for people to care about you, people to love you. And then you say, I'm alone, Master. I'm feeling lonely. You created it. This we know by behavior. But in the study of creation, we go deeper. We go through my action, what am I creating? Through my energetic, what I'm creating? Through my intent, what I'm creating? So the study into creation goes really deep, First, it's just the basic causality. Then you understand, with this thought, what am I creating? With this belief, what am I creating? Eventually, you will see with my intent, what I'm creating. But all of this, Logesh, is unconscious. Because you grew up with unconscious people. Somebody says I'm good. Like if I say I'm a good father, how? I still have a life to go. They can take stock of me. What have I done? How has I been my children? I cannot give me that certificate yet. I still have a lifespan, hopefully. So the first, when I'm willing to take account of who I say I am, when I'm willing to see the reality I have created, and does the reality reflect who I am? For the first time there is integrity, one begins to grasp creation. But to me, we begin by saying, I'm talking to a group of people that care. Actually care. If you care, you listen, you watch, you find out, you are willing to correct. Like I was explaining earlier, most people just want to prove an idea of I at any cost. And most of their realities is to prove the idea of themselves. If let's say the idea of themselves, they're a victim, they must create situation. If their idea they are right, they must wrong you. The inquiry goes very deep. But for now, well done, Logesh. It shows you can. Maybe we move to the next question.
Thanks, Master. Because, that's exactly what happened, what you just said. Because I forgot that I cared for, not I forgot, but it made me realize that the reason I sabotaged myself because I forgot to care.
Well done. Well done.
Okay, so this is a question from TP. So she's asking, she's also struggling to hold her creation consciously. But she's asking, why is it so difficult to turn the tide from being the subject of another's creation to living in one's own creation?
There's two questions. Why is it hard to hold a creation? Because there's already a crystallized sense of I. Whenever there is an I crystallized, it needs a creation. If you are a victim, you must be victimized. If you're a hard-working person, life must be difficult. If not, why work hard? So the first understanding is why it's so hard, the self is crystallized. In order for you to be you, that must be there. So the reality you live by is the reality you need to keep you the way you are. Unconsciously, you will do anything to keep the I going, even to the expense of hurting you. So the first question, why is so hard? You have taken a form, you have crystallized to be this. For Bradley to be Bradley, what must happen to Bradley must happen. If something else happens, it's no more Bradley. Somebody says, no, I work hard. I said, what happens if it becomes easy? Then you cannot be you. First. The next, he said, why is it so hard to turn the tide?
Yeah, from being in others' creation.
Very good. And a lot of you are victims. More than you are stuck in the creation to keep your eye, you are abused by another to keep their reality intact. They make you something they need. Carefully. 90% of people, more than 90%, are a victim to somebody else's creation. You have been used for them to prove a reality, and by using that reality to confirm the state of I. And once you get caught, it's like somebody finds a girl, lures her in and make her not a good girl, so to say. They make her something wrong, right? For this person to have the sense of I, maybe I'm bigger, I'm stronger than you, or maybe whatever. Once that girl has been, what is the word? Groomed to be that, now that becomes a reality. So most of you, the self you have is not the self you chose. It's a self that was created by another for you. It was interesting, I might mess up my facts, but the story is true. Initially when Europe was invading Africa, photography was found. And this particular guy took pictures of the indigenous people, the black people, and he shot them and showed as though they are deformed. And that photo was publicized. And by that, they had a mind, they were a lesser species. So they had the right to rule them. And that mindset is what made them rule. No African chose to be that. They were groomed. Why you need to learn the sign of creation, the science of creation is, you get up being a victim to someone else's creation. It happened here some time ago. Someone was trying to groom. Well, what unfolded. It is very simple to make you stupid. Now you become stupid. And if you buy into it, you will become stupid. Like someone like TP, I know, she cares, she loves. Maybe there is an idea of TP that needs some reality, but the greater is she's a victim to the creation of another. And once you have become a self for the other to keep their reality real, you are afraid to let this self go, because without this self, you cannot be with that person. I quote Paul Fired in this, Consider all a driller until proven otherwise. Sometimes some students say, can I come and hang out with you, Master? I don't mind. But hanging out is I have to become someone who's not doing my work. I'm someone in which they can waste their time with me. By that, what am I being translated to? In order to be with them, I must become that person by which I am not holding me in my truth, my dignity, just to give them a relief. If I'm not conscious, they will dictate who I am. And when I become what they want me to become, that is the reality I'll suffer by. I had to tell them, you cannot come and hang out. If you want to come and be with Master, come to meditate, come to learn, come to do the work at least. Because the word hanging out means what? Wasting time. You are grooming me to be someone who's okay, in which you can waste time. By that, what do I become? People are just seeking convenience, In order to prove themselves, they happily make anyone, anything they want. To support the idea of I and to support the reality. Like something I say, people who work with Master after this, now, if they can't see their future here, they must go. Because if they can see their future here, the relationship is different. It's not wasting of time. They want to waste their time, there's not a problem. If I allow it for me, what do I become? What is the self that is created by another? And you say, you don't understand how many times Coogan said no to the women. Said, I'm not just a pretty thing. I'm not just a fun guy. I was telling him, at your age, say okay. Hang on. I want for everybody that is listening, bless you if you are participating with Master to undertake this task. That we create a humanity that cares. A humanity that knows consequence. A humanity will not simply change another for whatever fits their narrative. That we truly acknowledge there are other human beings. We truly acknowledge that we have this ability to form reality in which we are affected, others are affected, as much as the other has that power to. If I can create, what do you think you can do? So TP's struggle is a typical struggle. In order to be nice, in order to be good, you allow yourself to be changed. If you follow the past masters, you know what? Why they dropped out of life? They refuse to be anything for anybody. It almost appears you have to drop out of life in order to come to your original state. If not, almost anyone you are with, you have to comply to a certain sense of self they demand. You see, one of the work you are participating with me, and bless you if you do it, humanity will be grateful, It's trying to wake them to be conscious. This world has not become the way it is consciously. I don't know how far we will succeed. Because the greatest joy of people is to be unconscious. Friendship is you are willing to be the self I need you to be that supports my state of self and the reality. That's not friendship, sir. That's abuse. Why is it hard? TP hasn't made the difficult decision to stand in her creation and not to allow herself to be victimized. I give you the parallel, the masters, how they found freedom. I'm not saying that's how we should do it now. They didn't want to own anything. They gave up relationship. They just carried a begging bowl. Because anything they say you want from the other, there's a danger you have to change. I want us to be able to do this as just human right. Those days is dark ages. We are far more ahead now. That you don't have to change to be what I need you to be for me to make a reality real. The day TP wakes up to say, I will not allow myself or subject myself to this violence, it will become easier. But again, let me say this. It has taken many years to get here. I feel like for the first time, we are building a community with decency. This is not about learning to create so we can make billions of dollars and have the yacht. No. Which you can, which is your power. So create a conscious humanity. This knowledge of creation is not shown for you to carelessly use it for self-indulgence. Its essence is I can live in care. And yes, you can create. Create what you want. Create whatever you want. Go ahead. Because the whole life is an illusion anyway. Every reality is an illusion. And I'm just asking you to play with that illusion. But there's a trick to this. When you realize life is an illusion, eventually you wake up to inquire what is real. That is the creator, not the creation. I say this. I was talking to you about this. I'm so happy I'm handing this over because all I'm interested is in the creator. But the one way to access the creator is to start with the creation. And creation begins when I care. When I care, the creator is birthed or is recognized. And the creator gives birth to the creation. First, you deal with your creation. When you realize everything is changeable, everything is a question of choice. The other day I was reading something. I think a Russian scientist has released this. He said life is like a hologram or something. That at any one point there's multiple possibility. I don't agree, but he's quite close to the truth according to me. It's like there's multiple possibility, you just choose the possibility. So you say life is a question of what direction you choose. I agree. But I will go a bit further, even that possibility is within this. It's not that life has many possibilities. I am the possibility. But I'll use it. He's quite close. I'm so excited. They're looking that reality is not fixed. That you choose. They say there's multiple possibility. You choose. And then that reality happens. But then you realize reality is just transient. One day you will mature and you will start looking, what is that which is eternal? And I said, I hand this creation teaching to you all. Let Master focus on that. Because for me, it makes no difference what reality. Reality is just a means to an end. A reality is just a demand I need to live this truth. I must say that. But having said that, I think everyone must learn and explore how to care, which is the demand to be conscious, and by that regain their capacity in a very wakefulness of the reality they support for themselves and for others. Okay. Okay.
Master, thanks for that. There's a similar angle from Philip as well. So he's saying he's finding that I'm easily overwhelmed and perhaps intimidated by the work becoming an intellectual exercise. I easily slip into a place where I'm just a thinking mind that expects to find solution or result that will give sense of conclusion. My wish is to be rested but not lazy, satisfied in pushing but not striving based on comparison. So his question is, how do I look within for the answers without negating the outer? And how do I recognize the outer without forgetting myself?
I'm not sure about the question, but this is what comes to me. The study into creation is not an intellectual. It is an actual. And you are an actual science guy. It is an actual thing. When something is actual, it's both within and without. If somebody says, I actually love you, it's not just an internal feeling, It also has an outward expression. It's a reality. Like there are people you are with and you never feel alone. You actually sense you are included. You are defended. That's a reality. And they will live accordingly. If I get Philip's question rightly, there's a split between going into the intellectual. I loved yesterday, I saw a clip of Osho. He said, I am not a philosopher, I'm against philosophy. He said, I'm with life. What he's saying is, it's not a mental, it's actual. Like if we build this place, it's actual. Like Philip is working maybe for Toronto for us to do something. That's actual. When it happens, it's actual. It's not a mind. A mind does not have actual. I remember one professor one telling me about the mind. Can you all visualize? So yeah. Visualize 2-branch banana tree. So we all were visualizing 2-branch banana tree. Do you know there's no such thing? I don't know, maybe 1 billion to 1 tree might have 2 branches, but it cannot happen. There's no 2-branch banana tree. Banana tree is single. Then he said, do you know your capability of your mind? It can hallucinate. It's not actual. Sometimes people tell me, and I love that person. I said, actually? Actually? Do you know what actually loving means? You might get up, build a house, you might go do something. It's actual. So if I get Philip's question rightly, I don't want to be lost to the intellectual. I don't want to be lost to this hallucination, which majority do. I want to live an actual life. That's living in creation. And I think it's another question. He said, I don't want to be lost to my within and without. When it's actual, it's both within and without. When you actually love somebody, it's within and without. If you're actually an artist, everything you do is art. When you're not actual, art is something, you are something else. So he is talking about, or I am addressing it this way, to be unsplit. But pause for a moment. Everybody pause for a moment. Up to now, what have you worshipped? We have worshipped rest, escape. We don't fall in love with someone that requires us to become awake. We want to fall in love with someone that we can forget about them. That's our idea of happiness. Hang on a minute. What have you worshipped so far? I will tell you what you've been creating. What is success? I don't have to do the difficult job anymore. If I say be successful, but you'll stay in the same house, you'll drive the same car, you'll still walk upstairs, you still have to cook your own meal, wash your own clothes, then people say, why become successful? So you are not worshipping success, you're worshipping laziness. Most people are worshipping, hallucinating who they are. Not actually be what they are. Hallucinate, they're looking for somebody to support. You fall in love with someone who thinks you are wonderful. Okay. Have you seen what friendship is? I have to believe in you. Believe in you as how you believe in you, despite it being actual. I know someone for 25 years, something. I told him, I said, you're not my friend. You're not. He said, that's wrong what you're doing. You're cruel. Such a person, I cannot be a friend. I said, no, I made a mistake. I said, you're an egoistical person. I wish you to be a beggar for many years to know what it feels like when you're cruel to somebody else. But friendship means I believe the bullshit you sell me and you buy the bullshit I sell. I like the question of Philip, is for anyone who wants to be actual, not hallucinate. You know what psychosis is? It's hallucination, madam, and everybody has it. Once a professor asked, do you all hallucinate? I said, no. Have you ever felt an ant crawling on your leg, and when you check, it was not there? And I said, all of us have. I guess you can hallucinate. Have you ever felt like you put a phone somewhere and then you come back, it's not there, you will swear I put it there, but then you realize you left it in the toilet. Then you think there's some ghost in the house that quickly moved it to the toilet. The area, what is the area they found the UFO? Area 54. 51. Oh, they changed it. Okay. Area 51. This guy did an experiment, they threw some foil and a couple of things and all that, and then got a group of people to walk past by, and they walked past by, they kind of looked, and afterward, when they were interviewed, when they were probed, they said they all saw an alien aircraft. Some even said, we saw alien. And when they do the lie detector, they were not lying. That's the depth of hallucination. Now, what is actual? That which beyond hallucination. Let me run a commentary. We all have been subjected to people who hallucinate. We all are subjected to supporting somebody's hallucination. One of the hardest things doing master's work, especially in the meditation field, people come to be validated how amazing they are. All over the world, that's what is happening. They go somewhere, they join something, and then, I'm such a good person. How are you good? How? Show me the reality. Show me what you did. Show me what you actually lived. Now, pause. We are attempting to undertake an effort, Logesa, to create a world that people are freed of hallucination, because your hallucination or people's hallucination cost a lot to another. If somebody hallucinates to love you and you are with that person, you don't feel loved. But you have to pretend you are loved and you suffer by that. Like somebody hallucinates they have fed you, but you are not fed. But you must pretend you are fed. Like I go back to TP's question. That is what makes it so difficult. We want something actual. A creator is someone actual. In a few days, I'm going to Spain. Hola. Let's see. It's a nice, beautiful place, whether it will be a place that we will be part of. Let's see what actually happens. Whether it's for real. I heard one quote, Lalogi. How I know I love him? Because I lost 10 kilo without trying. It's somewhere many years ago. It's popped up. Something actual. Like for Philip, I suspect Philip is looking for something actual. And when it's actual, there is no distinction within and without. Within and without. Those days they say, how you know someone is enlightened, be around him. What is happening to him starts to happen to you. Not by teaching, not by effort. This is why I heard one disciple, I think it's Ramdas, Babaji or one of the Babajis, And he was giving an interview. He said, you know what's the strange thing? Being around him, he's supposed to love. He is love. I feel it. But I'm catching myself loving. He said, that's when it became crazy. He loves, he is peaceful, he is tranquil. But I catch myself loving and I said, that's the strange. That's when I knew he's the real deal. So the demarcation between within and without will not be there. Creation is when I'm in integrity. But again, let me fire some rounds. Most people just want somebody to support their hallucination. They don't want to be rich. They just want to have a car to pretend they are rich. They don't want to be with you. They just want to find somebody to pretend they love. They just want an excuse that they're amazing. They adopt 2 cats or 1 stray dog and then pretend I love, I care. My question about creation. I live and die. What legacy I left behind? How did I affect the reality of humanity? Like you guys studying this, you're not only doing for you. I pray, hopefully, Kugan, okay? You get the app out, your hair will grow, okay? I will create it. At least a wig. I can manage that. We create a conscious world. And creation is not that difficult. It's just you. Because what is created is an illusion made real. It's not real. Success and failure are 2 realities. Just realities. Choose what reality you want. So for me, I think what Philip is asking, he wants to be actual. He wants to be unsplit. How don't I get caught in a creation by that I miss me? No, you cannot. You are the creation ultimately. The result of your life is you. Right now, the result of your life might not be you. Might be the you the other made you to be. Eventually, the result of your life is you. I am my result. Sorry, Logesh, I've been blabbering. Go for it.
It's okay. Okay, Master. There's another question from Pia.
Pia.
Pia. So she's asking, can Master talk about the subject of being and becoming and maybe give a few examples of life situations to clarify the difference? Because she said the question came up when contemplating how to hold oneself in one's creation, and more specifically for the creation retreats coming up. Yeah.
It's a very, very interesting question. Osho has an approach, Krishnamurti has an approach. Being is what is. Becoming is denying what is. Becoming is you are denying what is. But that same word can also be used, being and becoming is what the being can be. But the way Osho uses it, he says choose being, drop becoming. Becoming is denying the being. So I have to clarify that. Right? Becoming is what you are not. When you try to become rich, you are saying, I am not rich. When you're trying to become good, you are confirming I am not good. All the people that are not good want to become good. So becoming confirms this reality. Being is what is. Now let's go into being. What is there? Just possibility. What is being? All that can come to be. So being is not involved in becoming. Being involves in waking to hold a creation. That's all. If I use that word properly. Becoming is attempting to deny something you think you are. Becoming is, if you're trying to become rich, you are saying I'm not rich. Being is to realize I am, and creation is a matter of choosing. It's not I become rich. I accidentally chose poverty, now I choose rich. It's not becoming rich. It's just shifting, like I was telling you today. Eventually, when you learn the science of creation, it's instantaneous. Because the being has no form. It's just what is. Like many times Master says, there's nothing here. It's just pure sense of being. I'm just here. So it takes a bit of time. This is some of the advanced studies, You walk slowly. I don't want to confuse you. But I think what Pia is asking is, she doesn't want to become. She wants to be who she is. And who she is the chooser of the reality. How's that? And when you choose the reality, you don't become anything. You're just exercising you. Deny becoming. Because when I try to become healthy, let's say, I'm trying to become healthy, that means I'm confirming I'm sick. If I want to become happy, I'm confirming I'm not happy. By that you deny being. Being is the essence that has the right to participate in whatever reality it chooses. And when it chooses the reality, it creates it, it births it. There is no becoming. So the process of becoming is the most dangerous process. You cannot become enlightened. It's not possible. Becoming is a gradual process. I'm slowly becoming. There's no such thing. Either you are or you are not. I think if I answer Pia, I know it's a great dancer though. Okay. I think she says, I don't want to become. I know it's a lie, Master. Becoming is to be phony. Good. Now just be. Being doesn't mean you're condemned to just be this. Being is essentially just what is here. And for now, I say what is here is that which can participate with whatever it chooses. So what is here is that which chooses to participate in whatever reality. Now, for everybody else, what is the reality you are participating? I am participating, if there's a reality, that many will come and discover this. Many will wake up to their true nature. Many will stumble upon what I have come to. That's what I'm participating in. Creating a space that you can discover this. But what happened to most? You are a victim to another person's creation. You are made to be something they need you to be. And in order to have them, you have to be that. If not, there's a threat of being isolated alone. And by that, you are living out realities you never chose. And in that space, you never ever discover that you have the right to choose. But I must state this, Pia is good. This is good. When somebody wants to see a distinction between becoming and being, they're with me. The majority of humanity don't want, They're too afraid. They have taken refuge in being what the other needs them to be and escape all their responsibility. They just want to be asleep. They don't want to care, pretend to care. By that, they live out this false euphoria of not being responsible. Now, what is living in creation? Being. In a state of being, you're a creator. Create, choose, participate. Challenge the normal reality. But follow this. For us to live in this world, we have to comply to the average belief system. Isn't it? In order to fit into this world, I must be like everybody else. Not really, no. I have to be what everybody else depend me to be. And I'm already being that to fit in. By that, I deny my capacity to create. Then I suffer. But I don't even look at it as suffering, because that suffering gives me an excuse not to take responsibility. By that, I free myself from caring. For that, I can act carelessly and think being unconscious is the goal of life. This is going to be a battle, a little bit. I don't know whether I'm creating this reality, but because the luxury of being unconscious is what almost everybody crave for. Like they want to be under anesthetic. They feel nothing. Let me say this, Logesh. What you are participating in is just an effort to become more conscious. And the first thing, try to be conscious using Pia's question. There is no becoming. There is just the being participating. There is no becoming. You're already that from the very beginning. Maybe why is life such a mess? Maybe that's the only way our heart would be born. Only then we would care. Maybe. My assumption.
Okay, can we have a question from Devi, the recent creation program?
Who?
Devi.
Davy,
yeah.
okay.
So she said creation program has opened up a new beginning and given her the courage to continue her work based on what feels right. So recently she performed in a gala dinner with her group of students. And she said personally, she wasn't so excited about the stage or lights, but she was glad that she showed up to honor the opportunity. Then she said, my students, however, they were very excited with all this, stage lights and so on. So she is just wondering, when that becomes their motivation, and they don't truly embody the effort and discipline an art requires, is that the right thing to do?
It feels like it's the right thing based on how they were raised, based on the value system that was given. You must understand, when you're growing up, what was cheered for? If following was cheered for, you'll never lead. The fault is not the children. They like the light, the glitter, the dance, the whole thing. But it's children evolving, you got to give child a chance. But what was celebrated in the family? Like every one of you, try to do this. What was celebrated in your family? Conformity? What was celebrated? That was your base belief system. What were you cheered on for? Because a child doesn't know. I came back from school one day, maybe I was 8 years old or something. There were some bullies in my school, beat me. And I went home, I said, that boy beat me up, Pa. My father said, what were you doing? I was like, oh. He didn't say, oh my God, no, you shouldn't. I said, what were you doing? And he walked away. He said, oh, I can respond? Well, that took a whole trajectory that I will respond. The next time he asked me, how is it school? I responded that. He like, that's my boy. Good boy. Do what you have to do. What was celebrated when you were growing up? Some of you were celebrated of pleasing everybody. Maybe the children seeing the light for the first time, they were seen. I don't know. These are children. I don't know. Maybe they're more excited of being seen than embodying. Then that's the belief system. What was celebrated? And what was transferred very unconsciously? Children imitate. We absorb collective reality. And you have to undo all of this, We absorb it. It becomes part of us. You are, in a way, a victim to the unspoken truth. And this has to be undone. We have to become conscious. Because most of it happened unconsciously. You were asked to follow, you were asked to memorize, you just tell what he wants to hear. You were celebrated when you denied you. You were never asked to, you were never allowed to have an emotion. You never allowed to have a view. Your view must be shaped by another. These are the collective creation that happens. That is why I will ask somebody, are you what are you? And somebody says, I'm American, I'm a British, I'm French, I'm Indian. I said, I'm nothing, sir. Because none of that collective reality I allowed it in, or I purged it out. I'm just human. Because everywhere a collective reality is installed into you, and that shapes you more than anything else. Maybe as a teacher, she can probably slowly show them there is something more. Because we are all a victim to our surrounding. We are just mimicking, imitating. Okay, now let's do this, huh? Let's do this, okay? You finish this session off. Come sit here and finish it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Yogesh.
Oh, wow. Okay, guys. We all belong to the creation group and studied from Master. So this is definitely an honor for me to be sitting here and to wrap it up and all this. But yeah. So to be honest, right, after going through the creation program with Master and been coming to his place and talking to him, a lot of positive things are actually happening in my life, and these positive things are not happening just like that. It's more of like me catching myself, understanding what the creation program or creation really is, like what Master said earlier about caring about others, how we should be conscious, not only to look on ourselves, but also to look about others, to care. I think each one of us are working towards it. And I think to close this up, right, just keep going. You will see the light, right? You will see the light. You will see your creation being birthed into reality, and you will figure yourself out also, right? So I'm figuring myself out, and I believe you will also. So I'm going to close with that. Just believe it. Just go through it. Keep believing that you can, and I believe you will. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Yeah. Thank you so much for attending today's Zoom session.